What is going on, y'all? It's been a little minute since we have spoken, so I hope everyone out there that's watching this video is doing well. But for today's video, we are gonna be getting into what is on my iPhone. So in front of me, I have my iPhone 15 Pro Max. We're gonna talk about the apps, my wallpaper, the setup, all that good stuff. Okay, my lock screen. So what I've done is added some widgets up here at the top that I want quick access to. Now, one of my widgets is my smart lock right here, so I can tap that and then, quickly unlock or lock my door. I love that because it makes it so much easier than, having to unlock your phone. And in the middle here, I have a shortcut to add tasks to my to-do app. And we'll talk more about that, but taking it back to the lock screen, the last widget I have is a Google Maps search so that I can just tap that and it'll quickly launch me to the search page so that I can look for an address. Now down here at the bottom, I'm using Widgets, and that's giving me access to these apps so that I can just tap on it and then it'll expand and allow me to just open it right here from my lock screen. But the other thing I want to show you is the options that are under, which would be to certain settings. Honestly, I don't use too much, so I probably low-key need to get rid of that. And I'm a heavy user of focus modes. I've done an entire video on it because it completely changed things for me. It just made life so much more zen. Y'all, if you don't use focus modes, get into it. I have one set for recording. I have another one called Me Time for when I don't want to be bothered with anyone. I have one for travel because the apps that I need access to when I'm traveling are a little bit different. But nonetheless, I'll link that video somewhere up in here as well as down below. But anyway, that's my setup right now on my lock screen. And I don't use a case. Let me know down below in the comment section, are you team case or no case? I personally like to rock my phone without a case because I don't know, I just like the look of it. You cover it up with a case, you can't appreciate its beauty. It is very risky, I will say. Oh yeah, and my action button here over on the left-hand side, if I press that, it quickly launches me to my video setting in my camera app. So anytime I want to record something really quickly, I can press that, from wherever. All right, so I got a couple of things going on here. At the very top in my dynamic island, it's an app known as Widgets. To me, this area of it is kind of finicky. Like sometimes that information will show there and other times it doesn't. But ultimately it's giving me the temperature and I don't even know. I think how much time I have remaining on the battery. I don't know, I can't remember. Then moving down beneath that, I'm using Widgets again here as well, which is giving me the temperature, the conditions. And if you're curious, all the things that I did behind the scenes to get it to look like that, I have a video showing you exactly what to do. And that'll be linked down below and in this video also. So that way you can set this up to look like this. And then beneath that one, I have my YouTube widget so that I can quickly search YouTube. Now, beneath that, I have my 3 folders with some apps and one of my more commonly used applications and my to-do app, TickTick. So starting on the left here, this is my social folder. In here, I have like my social media apps and my apps that I use to communicate with people. So yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and check me out up there. It's TechMeOut, TechMe0UT. And feel free to also join the Team TMO broadcast channel as well. I'll do a giveaway and I'm gonna be holding one in there real soon. All right, moving on to my next folder here. This is my camera folder. So in here, I have all of my, camera related apps. Polar is the app that I use to edit all my photos. I just like how simple yet advanced it is. And it also lets you use AI so that you can literally write what you want it to do to the photo and it'll edit the photo for you and give you a couple of different variations to choose from. But quick life update, y'all. During my little time away, I got engaged. So I proposed to my then girlfriend and we are now officially fiancés. So life's been good and busy. And I'm gonna be doing weekly uploads. So you can catch a new video every Saturday. And if for whatever reason, I don't have a video for that Saturday, I will definitely make sure that I say something in the community tab so that you all know what's going on. Because sometimes there are product announcements and things like that. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep y'all better up to date on things. Then next to that, I have Snapseed. That's a free photo editing application. I use that every now and then, you know, to make like specific changes. Next to that, I have Spark Camera. That's an app that I need to use more. It's really great for capturing content for like Instagram stories or maybe even a reel. So it auto compiles the videos for you, and then you can go in and edit it and make the changes as needed. So it kind of like simplifies the editing process for you in a way by already putting the clips together. You just go make the fine adjustments. Then I got my Photos app, and then Detail. This right here, y'all, this brings Samsung Galaxy camera-like features to your iPhone, which I love because personally, I wish this was in the native camera app. Because with this, you can actually use both of your cameras at the same time. You can also do like a picture-in-picture and put yourself in front of a screenshot or a screen recording. That way you can talk through what you're doing or what you're showing. You can even invite people to record with you by sending them a link, which is great if you're recording like an interview, maybe even like a podcast episode or something like that. And then it also has an AI feature that will stitch that video together for you. It just has so many features, y'all. Definitely check it out, and it's free. And then next to that folder, I have my work folder. In here, I have all of my work-related applications, like 1Password, which is what I use for all of my passwords and like other sensitive information. QuickBooks, which is where I keep all of my financials for my business. If you are a small business owner or interested in, you know, starting your own business, if you need an app to create invoices, to monitor your expenses, even quickly export for your taxes, I cannot recommend QuickBooks to you enough. They even offer, I think, a trial so you can check it out, but I've been using it for years and I love it. Then moving right along, I have Canva. That's what I use to create certain things. I know I made like my media kit in there, so if for all of my influencers out there, if you need something to help you create your media kit, I highly recommend Canva. It also has nice templates for your videos, thumbnails, IG stories, the tedious work that sometimes goes on behind the scenes to get things done, and just makes it look so polished, like you did so much when really you just cut and paste. But next to that, I have Outlook. That's what I use for my work email. And I use Notion for, oh God, I can't even say for just my business. I use Notion for a lot of like record keeping or planning and things like that. Like at first, I just started using it to plan out my content and, you know, navigate certain things for my business. But then I realized it's also a good place to put like your medical documents. It's just like a dump zone for everything. I know I mentioned in my last, what's on my iPhone video, I want to say, I think it was my last one, that I would show you my Notion setup, and I have not forgotten that, y'all. That is still on my list of things to do and will be coming soon. And then next to Notion, I have CapCut. That's what I use to edit my videos on the fly from my phone. It has a lot of nice templates in there, especially if you see some of these like trendy reels or just reels in general that you like and you're not sure how to edit it to get it to look like that. So you can just replace the content in it with your own. And then next to that, I have captions. This is what I use to create the captions on like my Instagram reels. It saves me so much time because it automatically transcribes what I'm saying into captions for me for my video. So I don't have to like manually type it out. So certain things it can do is like emphasize certain words automatically for you. It has different fonts you can choose, different layouts. It can even do some video editing things such as like centering your face. And then on my second page here, I just have my mail app. That's all of that. Now my to-do app, TickTick here. I've jumped between so many different to-do apps, y'all. It's crazy. But this one is one that I've been settled into for some time now, and I think it might be here to stay. But I like it for a couple of reasons. One being, it has a widget. So it's actually on my second page here. I can just come here and instantly add a task, or I can swipe up to my second widget that I have here and see what I have on my list today that I need to do. But once you're inside of TickTick, you basically have an inbox, which is where you dump everything that comes to your mind that you need to complete, which is great for me because I would get a random thought while I'm doing something and, you know, maybe move on to that task instead. But this is slowly helping me stop that habit and allowing me to instead dump what I need to do in here in the inbox and then assigning it to a day to actually get it done. But you have folders in here so you can put similar tasks in, like a business folder, groceries folder. You can make it whatever is best for you, but those are some of the things that I have. It even has some other things built into it, like a focus timer, so that way you can set it and make sure that you don't deviate from what you need to be doing. which I don't always per se use that timer, but I am the type that sets a timer for like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes so that I know after that time has passed, I can take a break and then jump back to it. And that helps me like not feel so exhausted throughout the day because I'm constantly taking breaks, but also staying on top of what needs to be done. Now down here at the bottom, my widgets, or not my widgets, my apps look like that because I created Siri shortcuts that let me customize them to look this way. This is also in that video that I referenced earlier, so I'm gonna just throw it on screen again if it lets me. But ultimately in that video, I show you step by step how to customize your icons to look just like this. Now, and moving on to my second page here. At the top, we already talked about the widget over here on the left, which is Tick Tick. But over here on the right-hand side, we have my music widgets. If you follow the channel, you already know how I feel about my music. I am playing music in my house like 24/7. So I need quick access to whatever music service that I'm using or want to use. And that would be Apple Music and Spotify. I've even done a video on these two music streaming service apps. So if you are one of those out there like I once was that's trying to choose between the two, that'll help give you some insight on which might be best for you. I use both. I can't decide commitment to just one. I like Spotify because it gives me really good like new music. Like discoverability up there is just chef's kiss, top tier. Whereas Apple Music, it works so well with my ecosystem. So yeah, that's just always gonna be probably like a toss up for me. But moving down beneath that, I have apps that I use the most. So I have Instagram here, my clock app. Google Maps is what I use for navigation. I do prefer that over Apple Maps. Every time they update Apple Maps, this is gonna be the instance that changes things for me. Like this is gonna make me switch, and it doesn't, it still doesn't. So I'm still using Google Maps, but maybe one day. Then next to that, I have Telegram. I use that to communicate for work. Beneath that, I have Google Home. I use that to monitor a lot of smart things in my house. Next to that, I have my Notes app. Amazon settings, you get the drill. Then beneath all of that, I got my YouTube Studio app. This is where I go monitor everything. And Fantastical. Fantastical is an app that has been on my phone for so many years. Like sometimes I'll get an app and try to find a better one, and I've done that for the calendar app, but nothing beats Fantastical. I do have the paid subscription and it is worth it. It works on my phone, my iPad, my computer. I like it because I color code my calendars. I'm able to look at a day and see those colors, and instantly without having to read it, I know I have something work related to do or personal related to do on that day. I also like that it has weather integrated into it as well. I can hide things on my calendar in case I want to add something but not see it all the time. You can even create calendar filters. So basically I can group all of my personal related calendars and then all of my work related calendars so that I can go in and choose that filter and only see those calendars, but still always have access to the other ones. I hope that makes sense because that's hard to explain, but hopefully you get it. You can filter your calendars and make calendar groups. But moving on, I have Song Shift. This is what I use because, as we talked about, I use Apple Music and Spotify. Song Shift is an app that lets you take a playlist from one music streaming service and create a playlist for another music streaming service. So this works really good to get music from one to the other, or even scenarios where you have a friend that may use a different streaming service than you do. I know like my cousin, he uses Tidal. So anytime I want to send him a playlist, I would have to make a Tidal playlist and send it to him. So, oh, almost forgot my wallpaper, y'all. The app that I use for that is known as Vellum or Vellum. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the wallpapers in here are so crisp, and you have different categories in which you can choose from. I think the one that I went into was, Lord, don't get me to line. Oh man, what was it? I don't know. When I figure it out, I'm gonna throw it on screen over here, which it was. But yeah, like the wallpapers in here are just super crisp, and they just look so good. That is how I got my home screen and my lock screen wallpaper. Another app that I like to use is Peloton, not just for the bike either. I really like their meditation options. So sometimes I'll use that for a quick meditation session, which I don't know if y'all meditate, but it really does make a difference. It isn't all hype. It does help bring a sense of calm, especially in moments where you're feeling anxious. Another app that I would recommend is Flighty. It is super nice to keep up with like all of your flights in one place. You can even have it filtered so that, you know, you see your flights versus your friends' flights. But it's gonna keep you updated on everything in here. It even uses dynamic island for flight updates as well, which I like because I personally got spoiled with United with that feature and being able to see my seat as well as, you know, how much time before my flight boards or how long before my flight finishes boarding. To see that from just simply waking up your phone and looking at your dynamic island versus, you know, having to unlock it, it makes a difference. The little area over here to the left, I cannot think of its name, but the area that you access when you swipe away from your home screen. This is what my setup looks like in here. So I have my calendar app, batteries, my Google Maps app to quickly route me home, my sneakers app so I know what's coming up in terms of the latest Nike drops, and they do have some exclusive, you know, things dropping in there, so don't sleep on sneakers. And then I have my deliveries app, which lets me know where all of my packages are in terms of getting to me. And then moving down beneath that, I have my Fantastical app so that I can see what's coming up on my calendar. But yes, I think that is everything, y'all. So I'm gonna end it here, but let me know some of your favorite apps down below in the comment section because I do have a top apps video in the works and I would love to, you know, share some of the apps that you all recommend. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.